headphones for the Wi-Fi. What up, everybody? Hello, and welcome to Recovering Addicts live stream, coming to you from the heart of Utah. We are RA, and we are a nonprofit dedicated to standing shoulder to shoulder. Hold on a second. Let me start the show over because this is just stupid. I did it again.
They couldn't hear us?
I don't know. I want to start over because that was stupid.
Do over.
Do over. Here we go. That's better. Think so. Welcome to Recovering Addicts live stream, coming to you from the heart of Utah. We are RA and we're a nonprofit. We are dedicated to standing shoulder to shoulder with those fighting the toughest of battles of their lives, the battles against addiction. We are a relapse prevention center long term. And guess what? We are totally free.
Yeah.
Locally here in Utah, we gather every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 to 8 o'clock at the Iron House Gym. And that is located on 155 14th Street in Ogden, Utah. The first hour, we dedicate it to our bodies, strengthening our physical resilience as we work out together. Together, we recover better together. In the last hour, we unite our minds and our spirits, sharing and supporting each other in group therapy sessions. We are a therapeutic community. And the best thing of all, it is absolutely free, and you can join today and you can stay as long as you want. But this live stream right here, it is for those who can't be here with us physically, but they share our dedication to breaking free from the chains of addiction. It is for everyone looking for a beacon of hope, support, and connection in their journey towards long-term sobriety. Together, we're going to explore the latest news. We're going to deep dive into the intricacies of addiction. We're going to expand our spiritual horizons, and we're going to equip ourselves with practical health and fitness tips. Remember, this isn't just a live stream. It's a lifeline. And we are here for you, and we are with you every step of the way. And our motto is, say it with me, we recover better together. So take a deep breath, ready your hearts and mind, because together we're not just surviving, we are thriving. Welcome to Recovering Addicts live stream. Let's embark on this journey together, y'all, of healing and empowerment. I'm LT, your host, and I have hit rock bottom twice in my life. 2 times. Once in the early 2000s, meth, felonies, all that good stuff. Later in life, I became a raging alcoholic in my late 30s and have all the destruction to prove it in my past. I am now 4 years clean and sober, haven't touched a drop, and now I have no plans to do so. Who are you?
I am Felice Weaver. I'm married to this handsome fella over here. I hit rock bottom in a completely different way. As a spouse, as a codependent, as a crazy person, checking bank accounts, wondering where he's at. But I got myself some help. I'm feeling better. He's feeling better. We're here together to talk to y'all.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. You like my shirt?
Hi, Crystal.
Be a good person. Got this in Denver. So we went out to Denver. The Other Side Academy here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The hands down best inpatient program by far. Also has a location in Denver, Colorado. And we were privileged to go out there and be able to shoot a lot of videos, which will be coming out soon on their Facebook and all that kind of stuff. And they were all wearing these shirts, and I was like, man, I want one of those.
Be a good person.
And so we found the store. We got hooked up. They gave us some. And now we have amazing friendships. That's what's cool about recovery. Like, once you've been through, like, the depths of hell, you've been on death's doorstep, you've been on the darkest parts of this planet, and have come through the other side, and you're wide awake now.
The Other Side Academy.
You see life a lot brighter. You see like awesome things and fun things, and life is just amazing, right? And then you meet other people who have done it too, and then you just have this amazing bond. And that's what my life has been the last 4 years, creating these amazing bonds with people.
Yeah, great bonds. It's like not superficial, surface level bonds. Like they're deep bonds.
None of this fake.
On a deep level.
Yeah. Hey, how are you doing?
Like,
I'm good.
You know they're going to be friends for life.
Yeah. And you can be you.
Yeah. You have to be fake surface level Felice over here.
Done with that fake service
I
level
have to do that at
mediocre
work.
people stuff.
Just kidding. I don't do that. I don't do that anymore.
Everybody does that at work. Sucks.
Poor people at work are like, tone it down.
So
That
four things
honesty.
we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Tom Holland. He's a Brit. I didn't even know that. He started talking about British on me, and I'm like, whoa, that guy's a Brit. But we're going to talk about how, which is cool about his story, is because we can't minimize. Like when we went through that book, Staying Sober, it talks about not minimizing what people go through, right? And his story isn't like mine or a lot of people I know out there who have just been through robberies and banks and ODs and stuff, right? He drank in his late 20s, and he's from Brit, he's a Brit over there and they love to drink and stuff. And his story isn't like he just went crazy rock bottom, but he figured it out that he has an addiction and a problem with alcohol. So we're going to actually watch his um, interview, and we're just going to kind of piece through it. It's about 10 minutes or so. And then after we do that with Tom Holland, we're going to go into what the big book says about it, the allergy. The reason that we have this obsession of mind with drugs or alcohol. And more specifically, tonight, we're going to be talking a lot about alcohol because that's what's on the table. And then
Not
in
on
our
table.
question, speaking about being superficial, yeah, not on our table. No way, Jose. We're going to go through question 3 on this and kind of what Felice hit earlier. It's like, if you are not you, then who are you going to be? So we're going to hit that question and go through this book.
I want to be LT.
BLT's baconless tomato. So if you are not you, then who are you going to be? Got to be you. And he talks about this in his interview with Tom Holland. Then we're going to go through some practical fitness tips. And these tips are particularly for people who are busy people. I have a 40-hour work week job. I can't. So we're going to dive into that a little bit.
Sounds like a good hour we'll have here.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want me to tell everybody hi?
I do.
I would like to say hello to Miss Crystal Call. You should swing by and visit sometime. Crystal's from our we met her in our local program.
She's
over
in
here.
our hometown.
She's
in
a home
Utah.
girl. We also got Modi. Hey everyone. Say see you again, Mo. Miss ya. JV in the house. Be a good person. Completely agree. Jim Hartley. Hey everyone. God loves you and so do I. We love you, Jim Hartley. And always such a pleasure to see Miss Marilyn. Marilyn actually was number 1. Winna chicken dinner right there. Boomski.
Boomski.
Let's see. John V says Colorado is absolutely amazing, and I'm definitely running Boulder again next year, Monday.
Oh, sick.
Boulder. That sounds hard.
Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah, never mind. Hello, I finally caught a Sunday Night Live. It's been too long. Carla, welcome. Haven't seen you forever. Brittany is back. Hey, family, I miss and love you all. I miss you too, Brittany. Oh, how are things going? How's the girls? Tell the girls we said hi. It's been a long time. We got Pam. What is up, Pam? If God keeps waking us up until July 25th, we'll see 10 years of not putting any illegal or legal substance into our body. ODAAT. That's very cool. 10 years. Good job, Pam. Oh, look at John's in there telling everybody what up. Alan. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. I feel like that's how you said it.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys. Good movie. 76 hours a week to work something. That's a lot of hours a week of working. I yearn to be a cross between LT, Felice, Mark Lewis, above average, David Goggins, and a hint of Brian Rogan.
Who said that?
John V.
Sick.
He wants to be a mix of all those things, which entail a complete and whole John Venturini.
Yeah.
Brittany says, I am 1 year, 10 months plus clean. Atta girl.
Dang.
Killing it. Look at that. We were
Good job,
gone.
Brittany.
I feel like we're gone about a year, and look at you just being sober and stuff. Proud of you.
10 months. How do you feel?
Yeah, do you
How
feel good?
do you feel?
Boulder. It's the best 10K in the country, without question. I'm going to Google it.
I want to go back to this one real quick because JV, I don't think you realize how much you inspire me, brother. I'm on my bike rides, and every time I get on my bike and I look at my watch and I've completed it and I've hit, and I've been going in between 17 and 26 miles pretty much daily. Sometimes I did Thursday, I did 50 miles. I did 26 in the morning. I did over 50 miles, 26 in the morning and 26 in the evening. and I have this urge to share every mile with you. I'm just like, John V. Oh, he's probably. Oh yeah, John V's doing it too. I could do it too. Every time I'm thinking about you while I'm on these rides and finishing them and stuff.
Look at you guys just making each other better.
That's what's cool. We recover better together and we inspire each other. Like people don't realize how much just even like the story we're about to go through with Tom or whatever his name is, Spider Tom. It's inspirational to somebody. Somebody's going to hear something out of it and it'll inspire them hopefully to stay sober or tell somebody, you know what I mean? Like I love it.
I also love it. Jim's got a question. If I do something to you, who do I owe an apology to? You, your friends, or your family? I like the person you wronged.
That's pretty subjective.
Unless you wronged all of them, maybe a full-on apology.
Yeah, it depends on how.
Yeah, don't know.
Depends on how. Thanks, honey.
Strava, LT man. I put it all on Strava. I love sharing my workouts and runs. Are you on Strava?
No, I don't even know what that is.
You're Map My Ride?
Yeah, I use Map My Ride.
I've heard of Strava. My nephew was using it for a while. Cayman was using Strava. I kind of tried it, but I don't go enough places to use it.
So y'all know Tom Holland, right? Holland. This is him. He's on this isn't him. This is the guy interviewing him.
That's Tom Holland. That's Spider-Man.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
That's not Spider-Man.
It's without his makeup.
That's a multiverse Spider-Man.
But listen to what he says. This is good stuff.
Things that you mentioned recently was that you gave up drinking about a year and a half ago.
Yes.
And you said it was the hardest thing you ever did.
Yes.
And I wanted to know what was so hard about it for you. Why was it so hard?
It's interesting. I didn't one day wake up and say, I'm giving up drinking. I just, like many Brits, had a very, very boozy December. Christmas time, I was on vacation, I was drinking a lot. And I've always been able to drink a lot. I think I get my genes from my mum's side in that thing. Like I can drink. And I decided to just give up for January. I just wanted to do dry January. And all I could think about was having a drink. It's all I could think about. I was waking up thinking about it. I was checking the clock. When's it 12? And it just really scared me. I was
Starting
like, wow, maybe
to realize he has this obsession of mine, right? He's been drinking since he was young over there in his country where it's really acceptable. I mean, it's pretty much acceptable everywhere in this country. And he says, you know what? I'm going to take January off. And it becomes way harder than he ever thought. He can't believe how obsessed his mind is with alcohol, with the drink, right? Daily. He just can't wait to the end of the line so that he can finally get back to drinking, right? It's insane that why am I so obsessed with this? And a lot of you out there probably experienced it.
maybe I have a little bit of an alcohol thing. So I sort of decided to punish myself and say, I'll do February as well. I'll do 2 months off. If I can do 2 months off, then I can prove to myself that I don't have a problem. 2 months go by and I was still really struggling. I felt like I couldn't be social. I felt like I couldn't go to the pub and have a lime soda. I couldn't go out for dinner. I was really, really struggling. And I started to really worry that maybe I had an alcohol problem. So I decided that I would wait until my birthday, which is June 1st. I said to myself, if I can do 6 months without alcohol, then I can prove to myself that I don't have a problem. And by the time I had got to June 1st, I was the happiest I've ever been in my life.
So we talk about not minimizing it, right? His story is rather simple. You know what I mean? As far as like my story, meth addiction, robberies and felonies and a year in jail, halfway houses and getting scared straight. But he drank a whole bunch the whole weekend. He had a horrible weekend. Not horrible. He had a huge party over Christmas and says, I'm taking January off. Wait a minute. Why am I so obsessed? You know what? I'm going to punish myself, he says. And I kind of wish I had this type of a story because I didn't have to learn all the lessons the hard way. Oh, another thing on lessons. A lot of us want to erase the past. Like, if I could just go back and erase that. If you went and erased all the mistakes you made, you wouldn't be who you are now. So that's kind of a, do you want to be who you are right now? Because all those mistakes led up to being who you are. So I kind of am envious because he was able to almost like do it himself and realize these things himself. He noticed in January, I'm obsessed. I can't go out. Nothing's fun. I can't go to the pub. I can't do this. I can't go out to eat because all I'm going to want to do is drink. So I'm going to take February off. Gets through February, same stuff, right? And now he's like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till my birthday. He's going to give it 6 months and watch, because he starts replacing the rewards and he gets that deep into sobriety, his life completely changes.
I could sleep better. I could handle problems better. Things that would go wrong on set that would normally set me off, I could take in my stride. I had such better mental clarity. I felt healthier. I felt fitter. And I just sort of said to myself, like, why am I enslaved to this drink? Why am I so obsessed by the idea of having this drink? And I would look back and recognize that I would go to events for work and be like, I can't enjoy myself until I've had a few beers. And I just felt so much pressure. And this is one of the things why I've sort of distanced myself from the rugby community, because so much of it is about how much can you drink? Let's get you as drunk as possible. And it's honestly been the best thing I've ever done. I'm a year and a half into it now. It doesn't even cross my mind. I've found amazing replacements that I think are fantastic. Ones that are also really healthy. I found this one.
I like that. I found replacements because you really do have to replace. You can't just remove. We talked about this a lot of times on this live stream. Is nature abhors a vacuum. If you remove something, something is going to move in and fill its place. Just like a suction, how pumps work. You remove something out of your life, it has to be replaced with something, or it's going to come back. It'll suck right back, and usually is 10 times worse. So what is it you can replace it with? And that's what we love to promote on this channel: is health, fitness, friendship, community, service work, trying new things. And so that's what he started to do, and he's found life to be better.
Beer that it's full of electrolytes, and it's, you know, the carbohydrates in it are long-lasting energy. So like having a beer is now actually like a really healthy thing. I'm really lucky that all my friends are super supportive about it. I've never run into that scenario where my friends are like, oh, go on, just have a beer, like, you're fine. They've always sort of really supported me. And I don't want to be that person that's saying to people, you should get sober, you should get sober. If I could encourage someone to drink less, then that's great. But I don't want to start getting into the world of, you need to stop drinking, because it's not for me to say. I went on my own little journey. I'm really enjoying it. I'm delighted that my mum's has also given up. She's loving it. And it's been amazing. I can't believe the difference that I feel from not drinking.
Yeah.
I feel amazing.
That's amazing, man. I love hearing that. And
Thank
I love
you.
hearing that it's been great for you, right? I think that's the point. Not everything has to be like, look what I did, you can do it too. It's kind of like, no, this is just what's been great for me. Do you think it was partly that attitude, for you at least, in the beginning, where it's like, well, look, I can drink. I drink a lot. It comes from my mum genes and it doesn't affect me. And then all of a sudden you realize, well, wait a minute, it's more than that. Because I think there is that. Like, I was like that as a young man as well. Like, for me, it was easy to drink. I didn't drink daily. For me, I drank a lot more socially.
Sure.
And I loved playing drinking games with my mates. And
Yeah,
that was really what I enjoyed the most, probably. And for me, when I quit, I could just quickly see how it just got me into doing things I would never do if I wasn't drunk. So for me, it was more that. But yeah, I wonder for you.
So what are some of the things that you do now that you don't use that you wouldn't have been doing when you were drinking? When we talk about this in our group a lot, and it's like, we have a new member that showed up about a month and a half ago, and it's about, maybe a little more than a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, and has about 50 days clean-ish, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. And he talks about projects he's had in his house that he hasn't done for like the last 3 years. You know, parts of this not done, parts of that not done. And because he's always drunk, he didn't make time for it, or, you know, because you're drunk, you think you're doing things, but you're not. He gets sober and he's finished like 90% of his projects within like 3 weeks. He's like, what was I doing?
Like, they weren't even hard.
And then he just reminisces on like, I thought I was having fun. I was the party guy. You know what I mean? Anything? You want to hit some comments real quick?
Yeah, let's hit some comments real quick. John says, we talk about the migration from firefighting to managing, treating and honoring all our parts, because that's the only way we can grow health physically and mentally. Hashtag IFS, hashtag mental health. I like that. Talk about the migration from firefighting to managing. Yeah, firefighting is where you're just putting out fires all the time. It's always emergency. Now you're like managing, like getting it before it happens so that the fire doesn't explode right in your face.
Yeah, I love
burn the house down.
living proactive.
Yeah, proactive life.
Instead of being such a reactive life. And that's a habit that has to be changed post-addiction too. A lot of people just live reactive to situations. Like, oh my God, this is happening. And then you act. Instead of making your day your day. You get up and you make your day. don't let your day make you, because it's gonna run right over you.
This is probably kind of off topic, but I've been pulling weeds like the last 2 days, and that made me kind of think about life. Like all our bad habits are all these weeds, and they just keep growing and growing. Like the weeds out and back were like crazy, and so I had to spend all this extra time like cutting down these weeds and killing weeds and pulling weeds and getting sunburnt. And like had we just managed them and kept them trimmed and whatever, like it's a way easier task than going out there and getting burnt for a couple days. Like I felt like that was what it's like with our bad habits. Like
Mm-hmm.
we just manage them and keep them cut down and proactively treating them, then we don't have to go and get burnt.
Grant's here. What's up, Grant?
Apparently. Hey Grant.
Did you sign up for the Eden Epic yet? August 5th.
Ooh, I can't wait. Am I dropping you guys off again? Probably.
I don't know.
Probably. Who else? Did we want to update on Brittany real quick?
Yes. Let's hear Brittany.
I feel amazing. I just keep living in the right now, not in 5 minutes right now. Gotcha. I got rebaptized. The hardest thing came in February, where I lost my BFF, my number one supporter,
Oh,
and support for the girls.
sorry
my
about
dad.
that loss.
Sorry you lost your dad. That's hard. Like everybody says, sorry, Britt. Sorry, Britt. But through it, we stayed sober, it sounds like.
Mhm.
Looks like you're killing it. Living in the right now, not the 5 minutes from now. Very cool. Proud of you, Brittany. John's proud of you too. Sorry for your loss once again. But the fact that you remain bona fide and committed to the most incredible person in the world, you, means that you can be incredible to all. John, you're so cool. Smart guy.
Yeah. All right, let's jump back into this real quick.
Was at the beginning because I didn't feel like I could go and not have a drink because of the stress of it. But then after a while, I sort of was like, mate, you've got to pull your socks up here, and you can't just live in your house all the time. You've got to go out and enjoy yourself. And if you're only enjoying yourself because you're drinking, then you really do have a problem. But I just changed my mindset. I found really good replacements, things that I could sort of attribute to having a beer. I often found with me, most of it is just the ritual of cracking something open and sharing it with friends and drinking it, whether it's sparkling water or a beer. I don't associate, like, I don't see a difference.
Yeah.
But I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
I had a great support system. Jack is one of my best mates, and we travel all over the world. He doesn't drink, and doing it with him was a really helpful experience for me. My brother is always on the road with me. He was very supportive. And yeah, I just really set my mind to it. I was like, I really want to do this. I want to prove to myself I can do it.
Yeah.
And then once I'd felt the health benefits and started really feeling like my full self, I was like, oh my God, this is the best. But do you not drink?
I haven't drank for 17 years.
No way.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
no
way.
I feel amazing. Yeah, it's incredible.
Wow.
It's like one of the best feelings in the world. And it's my biggest like worry when I was about to quit was like, how am I going to hang out with my...
It's a common theme you're going to find around people who have a good amount of sobriety, right? A year plus. Because that first year is tough. I struggled hard the first year with, obviously you're going through the healing process physically, like your brain, because of the poison you've been putting into it, the habitual poison of your daily habits and just those precursors to do a horrible habit over and over again, the physical weakness of my body and my muscles and my cardiovascular system and being overweight. All of that for the first year is tough, right? But at the end of the first year, you start climbing out of it. You start hopefully getting fit like I started doing. But the common theme is life is so much better. Like, why didn't I do this to begin with? And later on in this interview, I'd encourage you to go watch it. He talks about, imagine if alcohol didn't exist. Imagine if there was no alcohol and nobody had ever heard of it. Nobody was drinking like it is just because it's so common and socially acceptable right now. We don't even hardly bat an eye at alcohol, commercials, anything, right? He goes, imagine if that substance did not exist and somebody came and invented it and said, hey, I have this potion. You can drink it and it's going to make you feel either amazing or you're going to get crazy or you're going to go violent. And the next day you're going to feel like garbage. And there's a good chance you can become addicted to it and ruin your life. People say, get rid of that. Don't No, that's not a substance we want to promote here. If somebody just right now invented alcohol and promoted it as it is, would it fly? No. So the common theme, stay sober because life is better. And these benefits of starting to exercise and using your mind and your body for good things, be a good person, is unbelievable.
That's so funny. I pictured one of those commercials for like new pills. It's like happy people in the background, but they're like the side effects could be constipation, diarrhea,
Yeah.
breakout in a rash.
What is the
I'm
small
like,
print
"Ew,
of
doesn't
alcohol?
sound good at all.
What is the small print of alcohol?
Causes
Drink this and you're going to
anger.
be, oh, are you
I wake
feeling,
up with a black eye and no wife.
yeah, it would be like, are you feeling socially awkward? You don't dare to talk to girls? Try alcohol. Side effects. What are all the side effects? Overweight, black eyes, jail, death,
Institutions.
institutions. Yeah, just the big book lays it out quite nice.
No thanks.
Thank you, Marilyn. I don't know if
Ah,
please pop this up
I
or not.
didn't yet.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Marilyn.
you, Marilyn, for the super sticker.
You're so nice.
Beep, beep, beep.
Hey,
you,
that's
Marilyn.
for you, Marilyn.
Alan says support systems are huge. Yeah, agreed. We already hit all this? Am I going back over
Nope.
everything? No. Yeah. It's weird. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, you have to do it. You have to do it. You
Mate,
that was
you
my-
got to be the one that does it, but you can't do it alone. And that's the paradox. You have to do it. You have to do it. You have to make the decision, but you can't do it alone.
Yeah, I couldn't make LT do anything,
No.
but I'm here for him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. He's my buddy.
And I wouldn't be where I am without my beautiful wifey.
Aw,
It's all because of her.
such a nice guy.
I'm just the loud mouth. I'm the sparkly thing because I get loud, but she's really the strong one.
I just love him. That's all.
Look at Easy.
Easy. That's Aubrey, isn't it? Aubrey from Australia. Celebrated 26 years on the 20th of July.
Nice.
I came a long way since the days when I had mismatched couch and chair with soup cans as legs to support my couch and unemployed.
Ooh, I love that. Feed the mind to educate the body. Feed the body to heal the mind. Yes. John V says, life is an incredible journey filled with miraculous and unpredictable gifts, all of which we grow from. Absolutely. Congratulations on your sobriety.
Congrats.
You have inspired us without a doubt.
Sound like a bad Dungeon and Dragons potion.
It does.
Yeah. Everyone's like, I don't want that potion.
I cast alcohol on you. No.
Wakes up with hangover.
Wakes up with hangover, divorce papers. Kids won't talk to him.
Is it a 3 damage or a 5 damage? John wants to know. What's its damage level?
Oh, that's true, Grant. Gotta have the higher power too. It is holistic. It's yeah. People don't understand. I think that's one thing. If I could get somebody to grasp early on and recover the holistic, physical part of it, the mental part of it, and the spiritual part of it too.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Aw, thanks, Marilyn.
Oops. Teamwork makes the dream work. Police is the bomb without a doubt.
I'm as hot as the bomb on Hot Ones.
The bomb. Anybody watch Hot Ones? The bomb. That's the favorite. That's the best part
What
to
do you
get
mean?
to.
What do you mean?
So,
funny.
12-step recovery from any and all addictions. The allergy of the body and the obsession of mind is this article here. Medical science has found that there is sound reasoning in the doctor's opinion. And if you have not read the doctor's opinion in the big book, it's one of the very first chapters. It's not even actually a chapter. It's a big, huge Roman numeral number.
Roman numeral number.
Read it because this guy was onto something. This is old, right? Back in the 30s. They have been able to determine the physical powerlessness or allergy is the result of a dysfunctional liver and pancreas. The vital organs do not produce the enzymes in a sufficient quantity or quality that is necessary to complete the chemical decomposition of ethanol. Because the way when it goes into your system and you stop drinking, it turns into ethanol. Your body has to be able to flush it, right? You got, man, that's so bad on your system.
It's poison.
Ethanol. Well, your body's just got to digest ethanol. You know, water and carbon dioxide and sugar. The water is expelled from the body through the urinary tract. The carbon dioxide through the respiratory system, and the sugar is burned up through physical exercise. So this is what he says in the big book, page XXVIII.
Write it down.
We believe and have so suggested a few years ago that the action of an alcoholic on these chronic alcoholics is a manifestation of an allergy, that the phenomenon of craving is limited to this class and that it never occurs in the average temperate drinker. These allergic types can never safely use alcohol in any form. And once having formed the habit and have found that they cannot break it, once having lost their self-confidence, their reliance upon things human, their problems pile up on them, and they become astonishingly difficult to solve. What he's saying is once we take that first drink, we're thirsty until all the alcohol in the house is gone. And that is now what scientists are figuring out has to do with your liver and your pancreas. Some of us cannot temporarily drink. If a person is not an alcoholic, they can normally successfully drink approximately 1 ounce of alcohol per hour, maintain the glow that they get from drinking, but not so with an alcoholic. The chemical decomposition of the ETOH through the alcoholic's body flows the same process until it reaches the acetate compound. Then the liver and the pancreas fail to produce sufficient enzymes to complete the decomposition process. The acetate produces the craving that deprives the alcoholic of the ability to control the amount of the drink. The craving exceeds the alcoholic's willpower to stop once they have commenced to drink. So if you figured out that that's you, me, you cannot buy into the justification that your mind's going to throw at you. I've been sober for 3 years now. I can handle it. Because our bodies, I don't get into the whole disease thing of addiction, but obviously something's broken in our body. If you're allergic to peanuts, are you going to eat some peanut butter? Are you going to check the wrapper before you eat something? And you're not going to eat it if it has that allergy. You have found out through experience, you have this allergy to alcohol. Stay away from it forever.
Yeah, for real. And the crazy thing is you don't know until you know. That's the only bummer part. Too bad you can't like take a test and be like, am I going to be an alcoholic?
Do I have
Maybe
this?
one day with the science. Oh, we
Probably.
Put that link into the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Please, you have some people wanting it. Yeah, that'd be cool if one day they could do that. Be like, oh, your body doesn't process it like other bodies. You should be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
Probably why it's so genetic.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I wonder if too, if like the abuse, because when I was young, as soon as I could drink, and I didn't really start drinking till I was in my late teens, but when I was drinking, I was binge drinking at parties. Like I was pounding it. And I wonder if it was happening then, or did I make, I'd like to scientifically research
yourself
that.
a problem.
Did I give myself that problem? Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like a lot of stories, they started very young in the early teens is when it started. Like, I probably didn't have my first drink till I was 18, barely. But I didn't overdo it like a lot of people. So maybe. Just ruined your body right off the bat. Bodies are still growing, brain's still growing. Who knows? Alcohol is slow suicide, gluttony to morbid obesity, and slow suicide. There are a lot of things that get overshadowed that are absolutely slow pathways to ending our lives. I think I actually told you that once.
Me?
Yeah. I said, you're just committing suicide just very slowly.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you did.
Because I think he was mad at somebody one time about committing suicide. And I was like, that's what you're doing.
That's what you're doing, dumbass. Take another drink. Commit suicide slower.
I was like, it's the same thing.
So, by accident, medical science has found an explanation for this alcoholic mind. A PhD doing research on brain tumors found expired alcoholics a good source of material for her studies. When one of them was found dead in the Skid Row areas of Houston, their bodies would be brought into the lab and their brains dissected and studied. After examining the brain of several victims, she came to the conclusion that they were heroin addicts. She came to that conclusion as the result of finding a significant amount of highly addictive chemical named some huge name. I'll just drop it in the chat. I'm just going to call it THIQ.
They call it thick. It's thick.
Thick. What'd Grant say?
Grant, he's so funny. He said, I took the test. Took me a couple decades and I failed. Wah, wah,
Yeah,
wah.
I guess we did take a test. Oh, that's
Well,
funny.
failed. But look at now, you're not failing.
So there's this chemical, THIQ, thick, deposited in the inner core of the brain of her specimens. Prior to this finding, thick had only been produced as the result of chemical reducing process of heroin. Some family physicians informed her that the addicts she had been working with were not addicts, but were in fact alcoholics, winos. They didn't use nor could they afford heroin. A cheap bottle of wine was their daily bill of fare. So the question was raised, how did the thick find its way into the brain of a chronic alcoholic? She's like, wait a minute, they're alcoholics? This is what we find in heroin addicts.
That's crazy.
So looking back at the process of the chemical decomposition of the ethanol through the body of an alcoholic, we notice that the first product is acetaldehyde. I'm going to drop that in the chat and let you guys sound it out. Because that's,
Acetate something. That's as far as I got.
It's been found that this acetal, we'll just call it that, acetaldehyde, whatever, combines with neurotransmitters of the brain's fluids to produce this, which is then deposited in the primitive part of the brain where the basic instincts of humans exist. So then you've got this equation right here. And I'm going to pop that in here.
It's very sciencey.
So sciencey, way sciencier than I can handle. So you have that, right? And when thick is infused into animals' brains, it produces what seems to be an irreversible addictive drinking. Seems to be irreversible addictive drinking. Such animals, prior to being infused with THIQ, would not drink even highly diluted solutions of alcohol. But after being infused, they would drink alcohol solutions and die just as many alcoholic humans do. So they could get this little chemical compound, the THIQ, injected into the brains of these animals. And animals will sniff and run away from alcohol. Most animals, right? Mostly. But so they tried that, right? Tried to feed it to them. And nope. Even super diluted. I could smell the alcohol. I'm not drinking it. Inject this into their brain. They become winos and drink till they die.
That's so crazy.
That's crazy. So once THIQ has been deposited, there seems to be no known way to remove it from the brain of its victims.
Just got to stop.
Every time alcoholics drink anything containing alcohol, more molecules of this THIQ are produced and deposited to that very critical part of the brain. Therefore, the alcoholic mind is a permanent condition. Whoa. Holy cow. I don't know why I gave you chills.
Goosebumps.
But that just solidifies more of what I've already knew. Like those justifications, like even in the back of my mind still, and I feel like I'm pretty strong in recovery. I got a great program. I got an amazing support network. I'm huge into fitness and working out and all that good stuff. But I still, somewhere in the back of my mind, imagine myself in my 60s or 70s. I'm chilling out. I'm retired, whatever that means. And I'm on the back porch with a glass of whiskey. One day I'll be able to just sit and sip and it'll be all good then. But apparently, no.
Permanent.
I'll probably just turn into an older prick.
An old wino.
Old prick.
Just be an old one.
Because that is still a permanent condition in my mind and anybody else's mind that had drank. So if you have taken this test that Grant was talking about and failed like all of us have, sorry, we don't drink ever again because we can't. And if you do choose to drink, it is putting a gun in your mouth.
Yeah. That's playing Russian roulette right there. That's scary.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you guys think of all that? That's pretty nuts. I'm going to go back real quick and shout out to Sky.
Hey, what's up, Sky?
Let me know if you're still coming to Utah because we'd love to hang out.
Come on down. So we know that while the alcoholic, so the obsession of the mind, here's from the big book, page 23. We know that while the alcoholic keeps away from the drink, as he may do for months or years, he reacts much like other men. We are equally positive that once he takes any alcohol, whatever, into his system, something happens, both in the body and mental sense, which makes it virtually impossible for him to stop. So this book was written published in 1935, and they had done a huge study on alcoholics. And just from observation, they observed what now scientists are confirming through the chemical process and damage to the brain, right? It's impossible for them to stop once they start drinking. The experience of an alcoholic will abundantly confirm this. These observations would be academic and pointless if our friend never took his first drink, thereby setting the terrible cycle in motion. Don't take that first drink. Therefore, the main problem of the alcoholic centers on his mind rather than his body. If you ask him why he started on that last bender, the chances are he will offer you any 100 of alibis. Sometimes these excuses have a certain plausibility, but none of them really make sense in the light of the havoc the alcoholic drinking bout creates. So after a bender, go ask an alcoholic, why'd you take that first drink? And in the light of the bender and the chaos that ensued, the justification just doesn't make sense when we know that that's what's going to happen. Don't drink. They sound like the philosophy of a man who, having a headache, beats himself on the head with a hammer so that he can't feel the ache. If you draw this foulest reasoning to the attention of an alcoholic, he will laugh it off, he'll become irritated, and he'll refuse to talk to you. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear the truth.
Become irritated and refuse to talk to you.
That's the big book of AA, page 23.
John,
Wow.
John says 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. It doubles. Quickest way to avoid.
Never
get to 1. There you go.
Yeah. It's insanity.
Yep. Insanity.
100%. So there is a solution. The doctor said, you have the mind of a chronic alcoholic. Okay. Here's the solution. I have never seen one single case recover. Whoa. So this doctor back in the 30s never seen nobody recover where the state of mind existed to the extent that it does in you. Our friend felt that though the gates of hell had closed on him with a clang, he said to the doctor, is there no exception? Yes, the doctor replied, there is. Exceptions to the case such as yours have been occurring since early times. Here and there, once in a while, alcoholics have had what are called vital spiritual experiences.
That's spiritual.
That's what Grant was talking about. To me, these occurrences are phenomena. They appear to be in the nature of huge emotional displacements and rearrangements. Ideas, emotions, and attitudes which were once guiding forces of the lives of these men are suddenly cast to the side, and completely new set of conceptions and motives begin to dominate them. Ooh, reminds me of our new member. It's kind of like what's going on with SC. Wow.
That's cool.
That is cool. Amazing. What do y'all think about that?
That was a really good article.
Way good.
That was very good. Alcohol is the one substance that a person will continue to consume past the feeling of full. Even if they feel sick, over full, they will continue to consume. That's true.
And then puke.
And then they throw up.
And drink some more.
And then not eat.
I remember this one time, not talking about war stories, but hitting on that. It was a Sunday, and of course, liquor stores are closed, and I can only drink whiskey because anything else just gets me bloated and not drunk enough. Basically, not drunk enough. So I had thought I'd bought enough alcohol on a Saturday, woke up Sunday, and to my surprise, I drank it all. And we ended up having like wine on a Sunday. I gathered some beer and wine somehow. I acquired it. Drank all the beer, and then I guzzled all this wine in hopes to get as drunk as, a whiskey would get me. Nope. All it did was made me sick and puke.
Ew.
Yeah.
That probably burnt.
I don't remember.
That was Roland Hazard speaking to Dr. Dung.
Yep. True that. All right. So now
A diseased construct.
let's talk about this. Let's talk about you. Post-addiction, pre-addiction, in addiction. We don't want to be the person we were in addiction. That really wasn't us either. So the question on our minds tonight for our question 3 We're going through one of these questions per week. We're on question 3.
They're all good questions. I like them.
If you're not you, then who are you going to be? So if you're not going to be yourself, who are you going to be? Who are you trying to be? Time to be introspective now. No matter where you go, one thing is certain. People are very different. This guy says, I like to watch people, especially at airports. Every kind, shape, size, nationality, and culture is there at the airport. I can't help but be fascinated, wondering what people do, where they are headed, and why. God made every one of us in a very particular way. He says, I've come to accept the fact that God knows a whole lot more than we do about why he put us together the way that he did.
Facts.
I sure would have liked to have been 6'4" instead of 5'8" and have a full head of hair instead of a few remaining hairs. Man, is that me? Did I write this book?
You wrote that book. You at least wrote that chapter.
I think I wrote that part. Of course, I would have liked to have been 6'4" with a full head of hair, but no, I'm 5'7" and a half-ish, bald. Oh well. He says, this guy, John Mason says, I was blessed to have 5 baby teeth that didn't have any permanent ones under them. I still have one holding on today. God even gave me a nice gap in the front of my teeth. And he says, think David Letterman.
Got one of those.
Big gap in front of his teeth. One of the funniest things I've experienced in my life, he said, is a poster he saw of himself in Monterrey, Mexico. The poster was promoting an event that he was speaking at. It had a nice picture of him, the one that they provided, but there was something different about this picture. They had photoshopped his gap right there. They photoshopped it. He said, there I was, smiling with a beautiful set of teeth with no front gap. He's like, why? Why? I don't know why, he says, but I do know this, that if God wanted me otherwise, he would have created me otherwise. Dare to be what you are. Resolve to be yourself. A proverb asserts, wood may remain 10 years in the water, but it will never become a crocodile. And the Bible asks, can an Ethiopian change his skin, or can the leopard change his spots? But what you are, this is the first step towards becoming better than you are, Julius advises. He says, my mother said to me, if you become a soldier, you'll be a general. If you become a monk, you'll end up as the Pope. Instead, I became a painter, and I wound up as Picasso. The great painter said, no one ever became great by imitation. So don't copy something. Make your own impression. Anything? Anything over?
They're listening to you. I think they're intrigued.
So the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. Frederick says, he who has no opinion of his own, but depends on the opinion and tastes of others, is a slave. To only dream of the person you are supposed to be is a waste of the person you are. Nobody is disappointed and so unhappy as the person who longs all the life to be somebody other than who they really are. Those who trim themselves to suit everybody's will soon whittle themselves away. If you don't have a plan for your own life, you'll only become a part of somebody else's. You can't carry 2 faces under one hat. Never wish to be anything but what you are. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not.
I like that.
Me too. And the discontented people I know, all the discontented people I know, are trying to seducedly to be something that they are not, to do something that they cannot do. David Grayson commented, when you will not dare to be yourself, you will lack confidence. Man is more interesting than men. God made him and not them in his image. Each one is more precious than all. Andre Gide reflected, all good things which exist are the fruits of originality. There is only one life for each of us, our own life. The person who walks in another's tracks never leaves their own footprints. Doris Mortman observed, until you make peace with who you are, you will never be content with what you have. Most of our challenges in life come from not knowing ourselves and ignoring our best real virtues. Most people live their entire lives as complete strangers to themselves. Don't let that happen to you. The easiest thing to be in the world is you. The most difficult thing to be is what other people want you to be. Don't let them put on don't let them put you in that position. The opposite of courage is not fear. The opposite of courage is not fear, it is conformity. The most exhausting and frustrating thing in life is to try being somebody else. So imitation is limitation.
That's true.
I like that part right there. He talks about you don't even know yourself, right? Most people live their entire lives as complete strangers to themselves. And you know why? Because they don't try anything. They're hiding. They're like, I don't know if I would like that, but they don't even dare to go try it. So you got to try things and see what you do and what you don't like. And keep figuring out life and hobbies and interests that you know you like. And then you start to get to know yourself. You start to understand what you're good at, what you're capable of. And that's what I love about exercising and riding my bike as far as I do and all that kind of stuff, because I'm really starting to see what I'm capable of, which I didn't ever even test myself before. How could I not try to get to know myself and how strong I can get? How much endurance can I get? How fill in the blank? How creative can I get? How, because we're 10 out of 10 people die. That's always running through my mind.
That's true. Grant says these deep secrets are the worst. Got to bury those skeletons. Jim, I got your answer. I got chosen from my AA home group to chair a Saturday morning meeting in front of up to 240 people. Is a lot of
Whoa.
people. Kind of jittery because it's going to be inside of our local prison. Can I do this? Can I help them? Well, I feel like, sir, if you are yourself and you go in there as Jim Hartley and talk about your experience, what you've been through, I think you're going to help all kinds of people, my good man.
Agreed. Absolutely. Jim, you go in there and you be yourself and you talk as passionately about how poisonous alcohol is. Yeah, you're definitely going to help somebody. And you always hear that cliche. I don't know if it's a cliche or not. Maybe it is, but I've heard it a lot in the AA rooms and stuff is get your tags, stand up, get your tags, tell your story a little bit, tell people how you did it. And a lot of times people are inspired and you've helped them and you don't even know it. And I've heard of people getting thanked years later. Hey, that one time you shared at this one place and you didn't think it was a big deal and maybe you didn't even want to, but it helped somebody and they're thanking you for it.
Yep. Even if you think your story's not that great, like Aubrey, for instance, didn't think her story was very good,
Yeah.
but she went and she told it, and come to find out, there's somebody in that crowd that related to her story almost identical.
Almost verbatim.
Yeah.
And he thought he was all unique.
They both thought they were unique or something. I don't know, but we're not as unique as we think we are. Obviously, we're all made different, whatever, but we've all had very similar experiences because there's really only one world and society that we live in, and we experience a lot of the same things, and we can help each other through it. LT, I have to tell you, I have become such a fan of F45. Those workouts have beat the living heck out of me. And 5:15 TMRO morning.
What are F45?
I go for more before spin. Is it a thing you showed him?
Oh, okay.
Well,
Mm.
yeah, big fan.
Very cool.
What's
But
up?
those mistakes are what made us bad people. Although it shaped us, it didn't make us the best version of ourselves.
Unless we learn from those mistakes.
I think.
Can you play that one now? Selma's mistakes thing? That's a good one.
Send it to me.
Send it to you again.
Yeah. I mean, I should be able to, yes. And then we will get into our fitness advice, a practical fitness tip for busy people. Are you busy? I hate that excuse. Why didn't you do this? I hear it all the time. Oh, I was so busy. So busy binging Netflix all night. We have to sacrifice to do things. And you don't want to, obviously, but you got to do it. If you want to make gains, if you want to stand out above the crowd, if you want to be the best version of yourself, like Forensic One, those mistakes are what made us bad people, yes, and our behavior was horrible. it didn't make us the best versions of ourselves. Yeah, I guess I can see that too, because if I would have, gotten on this fitness kick back in my early 20s, but I wouldn't be who I am now. And it has to do with the way that I was raised. I was pretty much a self-raiser from the earliest I can remember and I had a place to like go and eat. But all I had to do was show up and get some food, and I could just do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, anytime I wanted, no matter where I was. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot.
And I think I had to learn everything the
Is there a
hard way.
difference between mistakes and decisions? Because I feel like decisions maybe made you a bad person. But this is pretty good. But mistakes you can always learn from and change. If you're not willing to change.
I'm going to share the screen. Fleece wants us to check something out.
I like it.
Wifey.
I hope you guys like it.
Oh boy, what screen is it now? Keep talking.
Just kidding. Let me see. Functional 45 is what he was talking about. Let's see. Where did we stop? Oh, I went too far.
All right, we'll just share it like this.
Where did I stop? I don't even know.
Okay, let me know if you can hear this.
Yes, I did it. Throw it back in their face. And don't let them take your mistake. Your mistake, it's a valuable
Okay.
tool
It's about to queue up.
for growth
Here it
and for
comes.
life. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's better than to do nothing and learn nothing and not evolve. Your mistake is your greatest opportunity. And if somebody's making fun of you because you made a mistake, don't go down because of it. If you say, so what, to their face, if you say yes, so what, they are powerless. They are powerless. Yes, I messed up. Tomorrow it will be another day. Next year will be another year. It is my mistake, not yours.
Own it. It's your mistake. Don't let anybody take it from you.
Yeah, but you're a piece of crap. You made a mistake. So what?
Yeah, I messed up.
I learned from it. Get out of my face.
It's not your mistake. It was mine. It's my mistake to have.
Get out of my face.
And now I know. And now I'll do better. And that makes you a better person.
All right, if you're practically too busy to work out, I'm going to suggest you're not. I know, and I just read a book about a guy who has a 40-plus hour work week and gets up and runs 20 miles in the morning and then still takes care of his family after work. And he keeps this job. And he's the guy that wants to be the best bow hunter in the world. So it's amazing. Okay, we have the time. Everybody has the time. It's just what you make and choose to do with your time. Like tonight, I have an option after I get off of this live stream. And I still have an hour and a half after this live stream where it's dusk. It's cooled off. I could go on a 25-mile ride, which I'm probably going to do. And that's what I choose to do instead of just shutting this off and going laying on the couch, grabbing some peanut butter, which I'd rather do, and watch movies, right? But take advantage of your lunch break. If you got a 40-hour week job, you get 30, 45 minutes for a break. Try to use that time to work out. Go outside. Get a brisk walk around. You don't have to sit down and eat because it's lunchtime. You could snack throughout the day somehow. I don't know what your job looks like. I know that most jobs you can carry some snacks in your pocket and keep chowing down. And then at lunchtime, go for a little run. 20 minutes. You could run. Get your heart rate up into the 130s. Get into zone 2 and 3 for 20 minutes. Bam. There's a time. There's an opportunity. And my big one is get out of bed. Just get out of bed. A lot of times we don't want to. And I was thinking about that today. It's like, okay, I felt like sleeping in. My eyes hurt. My whole body hurt. I slept like crap, as usual. The alarm went off. I hit snooze once. And then I was like, you know what? Just get up. And now now at this very exact moment, because I got up and I rode 17 miles before we went to church. And this exact moment, I'm not looking back and going, dang, I wish I would have slept in. Man, it would have just been so much nicer if I would have slept in. No, I got up and I did 17 miles and I'm glad I did that because I took care of some cardio. And now I feel great because of all that I did, not because of I slept in. So get out of bed.
Yeah, get out of bed.
Stay active while you're watching, it says. It says, take stock of your TV time in your daily schedule and adopt activity watching. While watching TV, incorporate body weight exercises like squats, crunches, push-ups, or even jogging in place if able. Utilize hand weights or bands. So if you have a little righty bike, put it up in front of the TV. If you need to watch Netflix and you just can't sacrifice it, do something. Just sit there and jog in front of the TV while you're watching TV. How about set an activity timer? Drop and give me 20. If you have an office or free space and you're not nervous about being seen doing 15 quick push-ups during the day, set a timer. So everybody knows our son Link had his TBI, his traumatic brain injury. He has to do something every single day. He has to like put some cream on his head. And I said, I want you to set an alarm on your phone for every 2 hours to remind you to do that. We have the capability. You could set an alarm on your phone at the top of every hour, at the middle, whatever part of the hour, but every hour you could set an alarm to do 20 push-ups. Ding, 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 drop, give me 20. Ding, 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 hour later, drop, give me 20. You can do 20 push-ups in 20, 30 seconds. And you don't, oh, well, I can't do that. Start off slow. Start off in the dog position, then get to your knees, and then get to where you can actually do them. Aren't you sick of being overweight? Aren't you sick of having a dad bod? If you do, own the morning. While morning can be unpredictable, they are often less chaotic than evenings or late afternoons. So true. If you live life on the go, setting aside time for fitness in the morning might be your best bet. Start with 20 or 30 minutes 3 days a week. 20, 30 minutes 3 days a week, a little bit earlier out of bed would do you so much good.
Get out of bed.
Don't let your nutrition suffer if you're busy. With time for fitness being strained, lack of nutrition will only worsen your health. Further, letting your diet suffer can also result in illness, which can take you away from working out and working for extended periods. So look for food that's going to boost your immune system. Every day, I drink 2 of these. And guess what's in it? If you know me, you know.
I know.
Lemons.
Lemon.
And now I can't drink water without it. But it's vitamin C. It helps burn belly fat. Just all the good stuff inside of a couple of squeezed lemons inside of this. And I drink 2 of these, which makes 1 gallon a day. And I feel great. And I can tell when I haven't had my water. It's like, man, my body needs water. Especially right now. What's the temperature where you live? Right now where we live today, I think we're going to hit 102, 103. It's hot. It's summertime.
Pretty
Just
warm out
normal.
there.
Just like normal.
A little sunburnt.
Got some sunburnt. Definitely need to stay hydrated. And then use the buddy system. And that's what I love about Recovering Addict Local in Ogden is that we are a buddy system working out together.
With all the homies out there working out.
Together. Working out with friends or colleagues is fun. It's an incentive. It provides friendly measure of accountability. And there's a pro tip. If you have the ability to develop an exercise routine with a friend from work, your similar schedules will allow you to work out, then do it. If you can get a workout buddy on a similar schedule with similar mindsets, push each other. Go for it. Do it.
It's nice where we work because a lot of freedom. We can, the whole office sometimes we'll just go for a walk around the building a couple times. It's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to get up and get some sun.
You're either heading in if you're active, you're heading into a healthy way. If you're inactive, you're becoming just, you're dying faster. Can't remember the saying.
I would love to see you do choreo during spin. Slowly Dexing.
All righty, y'all.
I thought I unclicked it.
All righty. It is top of the hour. We thank you so much for being here. If you are local and you want to come check us out, 155 14th Street, Ogden, Utah, 844 something 3, I think. But just come check it out. We're right behind Winco, right there by 12th Street, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6 to 8. First hour we work out. Second hour we therapeutic community together and talk about life. We do events. We just went to the rodeo, which was awesome. 3 people have never been to a rodeo, and we took them to a rodeo.
I assumed everybody had been to a rodeo. Apparently,
How do you live in Utah and not have been to a rodeo?
They were like, "What?"
Well, 2 of them didn't live in Utah, so.
But, I mean,
But it was still... Okay, I'm going to get on that app, bro.
Strava.
Don't let me forget. I'm going to type it right now, just in case.
Strava. Good night, family. Love you all. It was
Strava.
so good seeing your name, Brittany. It would be awesomer if we could see everybody's face. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
But yeah, if you're local, come hang out. We love making new friends. Love it.
What the heck? Okay.
A Grava. He's going to download the wrong app.
That's why I sent it to you. Ready? God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And in the words of Johnny V, he says, we recover better together by staying safe, staying sane, staying strong, and staying sober. You are worth it. Good night, family, and we love you. And like I always say,
Guys.
y'all need to stay strong. You need to work your programs. First off, never put yourself in a high-risk situation. That's what I usually say. And remember, we recover better together. Thanks for being here.